You know, why can't you walk at night after drinking? It's a true story. The story takes place in the 1990s. It was something that Liu Jiaofeng personally experienced. A lot of people were laid off. Fu Shan is at home. Liu Jiaofeng is one of them. All day long. Staying at home watching TV every day. His wife Shuxiu wants him to find a new job. But he's not interested. Don't want to do anything. The two quarrel every day because of this. Liu Jiaofeng thinks his wife looks down on him. Full of complaints, he slammed the door and went out. Didn't come back until it got dark. After a long time, Shuxiu will calm down. Waiting left and right, he didn't come back. I can't help but worry. Start blaming yourself for being in a bad mood when you were laid off. Don't understand yourself. Time goes by. At that time, there's no entertainment. It's too late. After 8 p.m. Shuxiu finally lost her composure. I can't help but think about the bad. He can't think of any accident with Liu Jiaofeng. Put the child in the neighbor's house. Go out and find him with your flashlight. Shuxiu just left the village. See the distance. Someone came running towards each other brightly. Because it's too dark to see the face. Shuxiu is afraid. He took a few steps back and asked loudly who it was. And he didn't respond. Shuxiu thought she met a bad person. My legs went limp. Fortunately, the man ran in and took a look. It was Liu Jiaofeng. Liu Jiaofeng saw Shuxiu's terrified expression. Dust. Seems to be in great fright. Running like hell. He saw the boss with Shuxiu's mouth open. What do you want to shout? But no sound was made at all. Then he went limp and fell over, lost consciousness. Shuxiu meets Liu Jiaofeng, who has lost consciousness, but worried. I drove him home. Liu Jiaofeng has been in a coma since he got home. I also have a high fever and talk nonsense. Shuxiu saw him in a daze. I was busy looking for the barefoot doctor in the village. The village doctor is experiencing mobility issues. Will come to the door for diagnosis. He showed it to Liu Jiaofeng and said it was no big deal. It's just too frightened and caught a cold. I gave him an 4. Before leaving, tell Shuxiu that when he wakes up, ask him if he's in shock. After sending the doctor away, Liu Jiaofeng sat up, trembling. Shuxiu saw him awake, busy to ask what else is uncomfortable. Liu Jiaofeng looked outside in horror. Said there was a terrible person. Shuxiu comforted her. She sees herself already at home. I feel a lot more at ease. Then slowly let out a long breath. Talk about what happened to you. Her expression became tense again. After a moment of silence, Liu Jiaofeng talked about her experience. She says, after the quarrel, I went to my friend Lao Cao to pour bitter water. I feel more comfortable. This old cow is also enthusiastic. Let him eat and then go back. The two of them drank until after 8 p.m. Liu Jiaofeng was finally happy, thinking of going out for a day. Shuxiu should also be anxious. Just came out of Lao Cao's house to get ready to go home. Lao Cao saw that he drank a lot. I just wanted to send him back, but he said the 2 villages were close to the wild. I didn't let him deliver. Liu Jiaofeng has a problem that he drinks a little wine and talks a lot. People become flamboyant. Lao Cao also knows him. I sent him out the door and came back. He's walking home. I saw a man walking at night not far ahead. The strange thing is that the man was wearing a robe, still holding an umbrella, and it didn't rain. Liu Jiaofeng uses the strength of alcohol. Just catch up and ask the person why he is holding the umbrella. When he got to the person, he started talking to them. They ignored him. So he leaned in. Then I realized that something seemed wrong. Then Liu Jiaofeng realized. This person is more than 3 meters tall. I was dumbfounded. Then the giant also stopped in his tracks. He slowly turned back and glanced at Liu Jiaofeng. At this glance, Liu Jiaofeng almost pulled his trouser pocket. The man had sores all over his face, only the whites of the eyes. He exuded a thick aura of death. He was so frightened by the sight that the alcohol woke him up. He collapsed to the ground. Fortunately, the man ignored him. He walked into a forest. The man walked away. Liu Jiaofeng forced himself to get up, running home desperately, until I saw Shuxiu, who came out to find him from a distance, just passed out. Shuxiu and the child were also shocked after listening to it. Don't say you've never seen someone that tall. It's just a face full of sores, definitely not alive. This is after a few days. Old Yellow told him. A few people in their village fell ill a few days ago. It happened suddenly. Died before he knew anyone. Lao Huang said that after those people got sick, in a short period of time, he was covered with sores. Gray eyes without black. And he died. After Liu Jiaofeng found out, he felt a sense of survival. He's told a lot of people about that. Someone told him that he met the plague god that night. So here's an even stranger story. You must have heard of Ghost Against Walls when you were a kid. This is Shandong Po Nai in the 1980s. On a small island in the north, there is a mountain on the island called Miming Mountain. Uncle Ying has settled in the comment area. You can send dog head protection in the comment area. There is a man named Li Zomping on this island. Go help others with fishing nets. It's all villagers on the island helping each other. No money. 1 day at most. Having a meal at home is a reward. Finish work in the evening. The master left Li Zomping to eat at home. I had a few drinks. As soon as I drank, I chatted and waited for the wine. It's late at night. It was midnight when he left. The island is small, close to home. The master didn't send it far. Li Zomping drank happily, just humming a ditty and walking home slowly. I went from a friend's house to his house. It's only 15 minutes away. But that night, Li Zomping wanted to take a shortcut home halfway. But you have to go through the Valley of Confusion. This is what the islanders know. An easy place to get lost. Li Zomping drank some wine in the evening. The second is because you are a native here. Also familiar with the terrain. Without hesitation, he walked in. I said in my heart that the front is my home. Walk in that direction by yourself. If you don't believe me, you can really get lost. There are many large stone pillars erected in the Valley of Misty. Legend has it that it is an ancient battlefield. It is said that there were always witches and pirates back then. To the island to rob the villagers. So the island is often ransacked. Always dead. Later I heard, the people on the island just invite a master who is very deep in Tao. The master used stone. Here's a formation of strange door escape armor. Bad guys can't get out when they come in. Will be trapped inside. Legends don't know if they're true or false. But in this Valley of Confusion, people often get lost. To be true, Li Zomping encountered such a situation that night. But even scarier, he was in the Valley of Confusion that day. In fact, You can see the house in front of you. It's pretty close. But the home right in front of you. He walked for more than half an hour and didn't arrive. And that's when he got scared. He quickened his pace and even ran. But I can't escape this little misty valley. After a while of tossing, his drink is fully sober. Running out of breath. Those inconspicuous stone pillars. You know, they're sort of towering demons. It seems to have the ability to seduce people. It was depressing. Finally, he was desperate. I feel like I'm going to die here and just then. At his house, because Li Zongping never came back. Wife and children are in a hurry. Let his son bring a big dog at home. Follow the road to find him, but the big yellow dog didn't leave halfway through. Called in one direction. Suddenly, the big yellow dog turned a corner. Ran towards a fork in the road. Ran straight into Misty Valley. His son shouted after the big dog. While chasing. At this time, the big yellow dog has run into the big stone pillar forest. They kept barking inside. It seems to be calling him. He followed cautiously. Follow the sound. I actually saw my father there. But no matter how you call him, Li Zongping just didn't respond. It's like I can't hear you at all. His face is also very wooden. Only then did he see clearly. Own father. It has been in place. Circling around a grave. He walked with his feet off the ground. I don't know how long he's been here. The soles of the shoes are worn out and the toes are exposed. There was a deep ditch in the ground. He feels like his father. There must have been something dirty. Just go up and shoot him, but no matter how you shout or shoot. Li Zongping did it like that without any reaction. At this moment, a big yellow dog spent a while on Li Zongping. Strange to say, I heard these dogs barking. Li Zongping suddenly regained consciousness. But just after saying 2 words, he suddenly fainted. His son carried him home immediately. Li Zongping fell seriously ill after returning home. I lay at home for 3 months to get better. Then someone told him. That night, he met Turtle Daikayang.